What am I doing with my life? Making these videos. There has to be something more. There has to be something else out there for me. Something. What do you think, Jolteon? I don't know. I'm not cut out for stuff like that. You know what? You're right. I know what I have to do. But I can't do it looking like this. I'm gonna do a video game review. So, what will I review first? It was about when Modern Warfare 2 came out that I realized I was losing interest with most first-person shooters. There really hadn't been anything super groundbreaking since Halo or GoldenEye, and it was just getting stale. And that's when I stopped taking multiplayer games so seriously. Well, most of them anyway. Skip forward a few months to E3 2010. A game was announced. Something that seemed to be answering my prayers. Something that would change the entire FPS genre.
That's enough, please. Okay, Skittles. Okay, bye Skittles, I love you.
I mean the Brink, the other Brink. Yep, Brink. I saw a trailer for this and almost immediately fell in love with it. Just look at those graphics. I mean, I knew this was a trailer, so it's not going to look nearly as polished, but it didn't matter to me, it looked awesome. I thought Splash Damage was about to set the bar with this game. And I've always been attracted to games like Mirror's Edge or Assassin's Creed. I just really like the atmosphere that gets created when you throw in the idea of free running. The idea of not being bound to the ground. It can create some really interesting motifs that can play along with the gameplay. Oh, and that guy. Oh, that guy. It's a little hard to explain, but I really like characters that have a pair of pistols as a weapon of choice. I mean, with all of this on its side, how could it possibly fail? Very easily, actually. So the game starts off with the narrator filling you in on the setting. The story's simple enough. A few decades ago, humanity started constructing an entire self-sustaining city called the Ark. Then it got separated from the world because... I don't know. And now the city is rotting, and the geniuses that built it decided to divide it in half. Yeah, that's always worked in history, right? So this split creates two factions. The security, and the resistance. The resistance want to break out of the city and see what lies beyond. The security want to preserve the Ark by... killing its citizens? Yep, that's how you save a city. GG guys, GG. Alright, now you get to choose a side, but which one do I pick? I can't take decisions. The pressure. Oh wait, you can change it anytime, so it doesn't matter. Let's be the security. So it looks like the security's main protagonist is Nelson Mandela. It also looks like he took one too many steroids. Then he walks out to deliver a speech to his army of albino warriors.
Very clear on this,
Captain,
ladies.
on deck!
Men, for the Ark to survive, we must have order. We must save the Ark!
That was it? How was I supposed to fill this moment with passion? You can't just yell a lot and expect people to follow you. Your words had to invoke some passion, bring the point home and all that junk. Hitler was able to move an entire country through his words. Speeches are supposed to have a point, You have to offer solutions or inspire someone or something like that. It's called an exigence in rhetoric. His speech would be like if Obama called a massive press conference, walked up to the podium and just said, "The economy's bad," and then left. Ugh, whatever. Let's just skip ahead to character creation. Wow, there sure are a lot of options to allow me to pick the stupidest character I can. You even get control over what voice to pick. Yeah, that looks pretty good. I don't think I'll name you Detective Dreads. And you will be Poop Face with Trash Bag Sleeves. What? You think you're the son of God? The weapons aren't anything special, but you get a good amount of add-ons so you can customize it to your tastes. There are abilities too. They're staple, it seems, in today's multiplayer games. Most of them look pretty standard, and even a few of them might be ripped off, name and all. But then you get to the weird ones. Grenade shooting? Oh yeah, I forgot the time when I was playing Halo and I really wanted to shoot the grenade out of the air. Let's just jump into the campaign and see what that has. Alright, so in this first intro, a bunch of guys are talking about the mission while you casually stare out a window. Sorry, did I say first intro? I mean every intro. Yep, you heard me. This is the only way information is presented to you about the game. I guess this should be expected from someone who summed up the entire backstory by saying, "We must save the Ark!" It's always a group of guys giving some stupid banter about how fighting is immoral, or how families are at home, or whatever. And all the while, you're sitting in the background offering no dialogue. Why is that? You had to give him a voice and character creation. If you're going for a Silent Hero approach like in Half-Life or Zelda, I get that. But why would you even make us pick a voice in the first place, and then give him less dialogue than Mr. Bean? Am I the only one that sees the problem here? Ah, finally, the actual game. Oh, look at that texture. That looks good, really. I mean, if the look you were going for was a dog that came and vomited on the floor, and then rolled around in it for a little bit, and then exploded. You know, it's good to see that even though they're being oppressed by a dystopian government, graffiti artists still understand the importance of proper grammar. Alright, now let me take a moment to explain how the game works. The levels are set up like Left 4 Dead. There aren't any standalone multiplayer maps, but instead a series of repetitive and linear missions. And you know what? I don't have a huge problem with that. I just find it odd that they didn't add some sort of standalone deathmatch mode or something. It would have really helped out the replay value with it. Each mission has several context-sensitive objectives for the 4 classes it has. The soldier, who's responsible for giving ammo and blowing things up. Look at those fingers move. The engineer, who buffs damage and fixes stuff. The medic, who buffs health. No, he doesn't heal you, mind you. He just buffs your health, which basically just extends your health bar but doesn't actually kill you. Yeah, that makes sense. And the the operative, who hacks and has several other obscure abilities which I've only used for the novelty of it. Oh, and his little icon? Totally looks like Slade. Now, looking at all this, it's kind of obvious that the developers wanted the game to have this heavily focused on teamwork. But there's a slight problem with that. From what I can tell, this game really appeals to the casual gamers, and most casual gamers I've seen don't have a teamwork mentality. Now, the good news is that if your team is sucking too much and you have to take matters into your own hands, you can change classes and weapons rather easily by using this command post. Huh, this pistol doesn't dual wield. Let's try a different one. Weird, this one doesn't either. Hold on, are you trying to tell me that there's no dual wielding in this game? And I checked, don't worry, and there isn't any. Now, this might not be a huge deal to some of you, but this was a big deal to me. This is one of the biggest frustrations I had with this game when I bought it. Why would you show dual wielding in your trailer? Not once, but twice, when you don't even feature it in your game. Why? Oh, hey Dolan. But that's alright, right? I mean, the reason we bought this game was for that sweet, sweet free running, right? And you know, it's decent, I guess. I wish it was a little more fluid, but whatever. Nope. The real fatal flaw in the parkour is this. The level design. It's like they put Mirror's Edge game mechanics into a Call of Duty map. I mean, sure, you have the free running abilities, but in the end, it's just gonna play like another generic shooter game. This is, in my opinion, the worst creative decision splash damage made in this game. Here. This whole situation can really describe this entire scenario. There's this pipe here, as you can see, and it's clear that you're intended to slide underneath it. But you can just walk around it. So you just walk around it. It really doesn't add anything to the game itself, it's there. Basically all the free running really does is open up shortcuts to further show the emphasis on objectives and teamwork. And the only way you get the full effect of it is if you choose the light body class. Speaking of which, there are 3 classes: medium, heavy, and light. The default is medium, and you have to unlock the other 2. Alright, finally unlocked heavy. Let's go see what weapons I can pick for him. Oh, he's medium again. I guess I didn't save the menu. Wait, it's locked again? What? You saw me unlock him. How did it lock again? Alright, now if the level design was the worst creative mistake they made, let's talk about the worst technical one. One we've all been waiting for. The AI. This game has the worst AI I've seen in years, if not ever. Now that shouldn't be a problem for most people, since it's geared towards a multiplayer experience. But what about people like me, who don't have Xbox Live? Now why are the AI so bad, you ask? Well, I'll tell you! It's sort of like they have a one-track mind. They either go into killzone mode where they disregard every objective and focus on killing people, or they'll go into the objective mode where they blindly rush the objective and they run right past you. Now, if it's a defending mission, you really can't tell the difference, since killzone mode and objective mode are the same thing almost. But when they have to get something done, well, it ain't getting done. One of the first times this becomes apparent is in the final part of the second mission. You just got done breaking open a safe, and you have to deliver a thing to behind enemy lines or something. Easy enough, but you better pray that one of your teammates don't pick it up, because they don't let it down until they die. It got to a point where I have to camp the pickup point so I can do it myself. Finally the guy died so I could pick up the stupid thing. But I only have a minute and a half left to do it. It's also the AI's fault for messing up the pacing in this game. 60% of the time, it's so easy, it's boring. I mean, look at this. Lemmings are smarter than this. But watch out, as soon as you let your guard down, they'll regroup, go into killzone mode, and overrun you faster than you can say. A lot of times, the enemy don't even recognize you as an enemy. Like, they're kind of processing friend or foe for a second. They just do this little jig. Alright, here. I guess I went AFK while guarding the sample. This guy runs in, takes it, looks at me, and then runs out. Doesn't shoot me, just takes it and runs. Oh, and if you're gonna play this game, get ready to hear the same voices over and over and over again. You get to hear everything over the radio chat. When someone switches classes,
I'm a medic.
which objective they're going for,
Going for the supply command post.
what they had for lunch, tacos, everything. Now, this game... Hold on. Hello?
Multiple enemies spotted!
Okay. As I was saying, this guy... Hello?
Enemy spotted!
That's great. Okay, cool. This guy... What do you want?
Mucho bad guys!
Oh! The constant broadcasts are bad enough, but you don't have to tell us when the enemy's in sight when everyone can see them.
Hey guys, I think I can see the enemy from here.
Alright, finally beat the last level for the security. Time to start the revolution campaign. Oh, well gee, this looks kind of familiar. Wait a second. Wait, so you're telling me that there's only like 6 unique levels in the entire game? Alright, well they aren't all copies, but a majority of them are. All they did was flip the scenario around. I'd be less bothered by this if, you know, the campaign wasn't already an hour long anyway. I mean... And why am I driving a boat? Why? Why would you trust him with a boat? I'm not gonna say Brink was a total failure. It was a failure, just not a total one. If you play this game, you'll probably get some enjoyment out of it, actually. It's when you start to think about it is when you get really angry with it. Brink had a lot of potential, but in the end, it wasn't the game I wanted it to be. Maybe it's my fault being a poorly informed consumer, but I thought it was really going to be something. To me, this just turned out to be another Call of Duty. It didn't change the genre, in fact it further stagnated it. This game is at the forefront of FPSs that are trying to make their game stand out amongst a sea of forgotten titles. And you know you failed at making a game when the most memorable thing about it was a hat that was in TF2. Thanks for watching my first review, everyone. Sadly, I don't have anything to link you back to, except my other gameplay stuff, which you should totally check out, by the way. But if you hit subscribe and stick around, I promise there'll be more to come.